Greetings, YouTube. Today I'm going to talk about Pirate Radio, a comedy, the best way to describe this, I guess, which is the fictionalized retelling of the actual events that took place in the North Sea off of the British coast in an era when pop music and rock and roll was not played on British radio. Though there actually were pirate radio ships that existed at this time that were broadcasting radio programs that the British population really wanted to hear, but that the British government itself would not broadcast. And these were commercial endeavors because British broadcasting was publicly funded and did not accept advertisement dollars. So it's kind of interesting, for me at least, to see this as the capitalists are seen as the wild, wacky, counterculture kind of individuals, and the whole idea of accepting money for advertising is seen as radical and groundbreaking. This must be a very popular film with libertarians. The only actors I recognized from this film, for me, was Philip Seymour Hoffman, Nick Frost, and Kenneth Branagh. The rest of the cast were all very new to me. I think I might have actually recognized a few of the faces as character actors I've seen in other British productions in the past. Most of this film takes place on a ship off the the coast of England, where the DJs live 24/7. They spend their entire lives on this ship, spinning discs, playing pop and rock and roll, broadcasting news programs, and they lived like rock stars, at least as depicted in this film. And it was quite fascinating for me to watch because there are numerous anachronisms and continuity errors in this film. The film was set in 1966, and there are numerous songs that are played that were not available within the era the film takes place. There's a reference to a song that would have been played during the conception of one of the characters, which would have been in 1948, I think, and yet that song wasn't available in 1948. But it didn't matter. None of that affected my ability to really get into the film and enjoy it. This is a film with a lot of heart. It's got a sweet story. It's got involved and engaged characters. I cared about these people. And because of the way it's set on a ship, mostly below deck, it gave it a very intimate feeling. It almost came across to me like a play. Because a play has a limited number of sets available to it, because you do different acts. And this, to me, had that same vibe to it, that these people are, well, a lot of it's talking heads, essentially, people talking and interacting with each other. But in an engaging way. The writing was very well done. The delivery was well executed. I believed these characters. They came across as real, living, breathing human beings, and that was a real charm to this film. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Oddly, I didn't get to watch it all in one sitting. My wife and I ended up having to take a break because it was late at night, so we had to wait till the next week to finish the film. And so I spent a lot of time thinking about the movie, a little deeper than I do a lot of the time, because you see a film, you dwell on it, and you move on. But I had stopped in the middle of this film, and then I had to come back to it, and it really immersed me, I think, in some ways, in the film a little bit more than I would under a normal viewing of a movie. I picked this up, this cheap at Blockbuster Video. It was $5, I think, and I had hoped to see it in the theater. I just never got a chance to do it, and I'm very glad I own a copy. And it was just so enjoyable. It was a real hoot. I know that sounds corny as all get out, but it was. And at the end of the film, I'm not going to spoil it for you, there really was this rallying, this sense of, yay, the good guys win, even though the good guys don't always win. So I really do recommend this if you like the era of music that was this inspired, at least by 1966, even though, again, some of the songs are not set correctly. Some of them didn't actually exist until 67 or even a little later. And of course, Dick Frost is great. Philip Seymour Hoffman is excellent. That was sort of the reason I bought the film, was my wife's a big Hoffman fan. And Kenneth Branagh is unbelievably good at playing an uptight government minister. He just comes across as like he's a straitjacket, and he delivers that character. So if you like light romantic comedy type of films with a little bit of heart, with a lot of fun, with an excellent cast and writing, I fully recommend this movie.